Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to share my November reading plans with you, and I also have a little bit of an announcement that goes along with it. So I announced last November that I was starting a Patreon that is connected with my podcast, Talk Bookish to Me. That is still the case. However, in the month of November, all of the content that I would normally be posting on YouTube is going to be over on my Patreon. So as a way of saying thank you to my patrons, and also as a way to relieve some of the pressures that I've personally been feeling lately, I just want to have a nice, calm November. And I have talked to a lot of other creators about burnout, about just creative ruts, about mental health, and I have come to the conclusion that in November I was going to take a complete break from YouTube and not post any videos. But I still had some pretty hefty reading plans for November, and I thought, Patreon, that's where it's gonna happen. They see me on my best days, they see me on my worst days, and I just feel like those are the people that I go to with everything, and I really like open up my life, the both like creative and social media side, but also like the personal side of things. So they know everything that I'm going through and I have gone through, and I want to show them some love in November. Like I said, it's been a year, so in November you will not see any videos other than this one on this channel, which also means I will not be doing a reading wrap up at the end of the month. All of my videos are going to be over on my Patreon. I have 4, possibly 5 videos planned for them, so if you are interested in checking out my Patreon, it is always linked in the description box of all of my videos. It is $5 a month. I have no plans of changing that anytime soon, so only one tier, the cost of a Starbucks coffee, you guys. So I would highly recommend that you at least take a peek. Go over there for November so you can get all of the reading vlogs that I'm going to be posting. And also in December, I'm doing 12 days of Christmas episodes and giveaways. I'm going to be posting a new podcast episode for the following 12 days, and there will also be a daily giveaway in conjunction with that. So 12 giveaways, 12 episodes. It's going to be so much fun. And everybody can enter. International people can enter. You can enter. You just have to listen to the episode, be subscribed to my Instagram podcast, and you'll have to follow the instructions that I give in the episode to enter. But my patrons who enter have double the chances of winning. Go ahead and consider subscribing right now, so when those daily giveaways come, you can enter to win. But let's go ahead and jump into my November reading plans. So my plans are simple. I want to read the 7 remaining book of the month book copies that I currently have on my physical TBR. And I also want to read nonfiction after that. So if I finish these 7 books, my plan is to go into nonfiction since it's November, nonfiction November. I have a sleep book that I'm in the middle of that I started back in the spring. I'm also starting this like Find Your People friendship book that I'm going to be slowly starting in November. So those are kind of like my high priorities for nonfiction, but I also have true crime and memoirs and all of that. But I'm going to do an entire video of my nonfiction TBR and share that with my patrons, and then they're going to possibly maybe pick something for me to read outside of these 7 books. But the 7 books that I am 100% reading no matter what. The first one is Other Birds by Sarah Addison Allen, and I just picked this up in September, so it's fairly new. Down a narrow alley in a small coastal town of Mallow Island, South Carolina, lies a stunning cobblestone building comprised of 5 apartments. It's called the 𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒌𝒔, and it's named after the tiny turquoise birds who, alongside the human tenants, inhibit an air of magical secrecy. So these are the birds here on the cover, and I'm really excited to get this one. Otherwise, I mean, I wouldn't have picked it, but it seems like it's going to be a little bit outside my comfort zone. I have heard it reads a little young adults, but I'm excited nonetheless. Next up is The Damage, and I know this is going to be a hard-hitting book, and it's very thick, but I'm ready for it. This one says an edgy, propulsive read about what a family pushed to the brink will do in the name of love and blood. Tony has always looked out for his youngest brother Nick, so when he is called to a hospital bed where Nick is laying battered and bruised after a violent sexual assault, his protective instincts flare and a white-hot rage begins to build. So every time I talk about this book, they're like, you better be ready for this book. I'm ready. All right, next up is one that I picked up at the book exchange, and that is 𝒐𝒏𝒏 by Sarah Novak. And originally, I wasn't going to pick this up and read it. I went to college for American Sign Language interpreting, so like ASL, what's in this book, and I just didn't know if I would like it. But I know my friend Jordan from Sorry Book Solid really liked this, and a lot of people said that they think that I really would. I've also been to Gallaudet on field trips and work studies, and so I think I'm going to have a very interesting take on this, but I'm excited nonetheless. So it says 𝒐𝒏𝒏, adjective, exclamation, American Sign Language, really, seriously, definitely, real talk. 𝒐𝒏𝒏, the students at the River Valley School for the Deaf just want to hook up, pass their history finals, and have politicians, doctors, and their parents stop telling them what to do with their bodies. Sounds very deaf positive. So I will share my thoughts when I read it with my patrons. Next up is Tell Me Everything, the Story of a Private Investigation by Erica Krause. I picked this up at the book exchange. This is one that I passed over when it was the monthly pick back in March, but I've been interested in it ever since. So this also is like nonfiction November. This is part memoir and part literary true crime. Tell Me Everything is the mesmerizing story of a landmark sexual assault investigation and the female private investigator who helped crack it open. So I love that. Next up is one that my patrons really want me to read, and that's The History of Wild Places by Shay Earnshaw. This will be my first Shay Earnshaw book. I've heard this is a little bit cultish maybe. Travis Wren has an unusual talent for locating missing people. Hired by families as a last resort, he requires only a single object to find the person who has vanished. When he takes on the case of Maggie St. James, a well-known author of dark children's books, he's led to a place many believed only to be a legend. Known as Pastoral, this reclusive community was founded by like-minded people searching for a simpler way of life. But soon after Travis stumbles upon it, he disappears, just like Maggie St. James. So really looking forward to this one. Next up is another hard-hitting book, and that is Miracle Creek by Angie Kim. I actually had this book and unhauled it and got it again because this is one of my friend Lena's from Lena Bookshelf. She really recommends this book, and a literary courtroom thriller. So it is a thriller, which I love, but literary and courtroom, it can go hit or miss, but she thinks I will actually really like this. So I'm looking forward to it. It's about an immigrant family and a single mother, a young single mother accused of killing her autistic son. It's a powerhouse debut about how far we'll go to protect our families and our deepest secrets, and it takes place in Miracle Creek, Virginia. And last but not least, the 7th book on my book of the month unread pile is The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. So I read 2 other books by this author, really enjoyed one, didn't like one so much. So this is going to kind of be my deciding factor if I like immediately purchase her books, if she's an auto buy author, or if I kind of need to wait for reviews, that sort of thing. I'm not expecting to like this one because I haven't heard great things, but I also just want to make have my own thoughts and feelings about it. All of them are friends. One of them is a killer. During the languid days of Christmas break, a group of 30-something friends from Oxford meet to welcome in the new year together, a tradition they began as students 10 years ago. For this vacation, they've chosen an isolated estate in the Scotland Highlands, the perfect place to get away and unwind by themselves. They arrive on December 31st, just before a historic blizzard seals the lodge off from the outside world. 2 days later, on New Year's Day, one of them is dead. So the trip began innocent enough, and then, someone gets murdered. So you can imagine, it gets pretty crazy. Hi friends, I want to interject and talk a little bit more about my Patreon in case you really are interested in joining and you want to know what I offer for my patrons. So I send you a welcome packet upon joining, which includes a handmade postcard with a handwritten note on the back. I send some stickers, and then after that, upon 3 months, 6 months, and a year of your support, you receive a milestone pin. Everybody gets the same 3-month pin, 6-month pin, and a year pin, but I do keep that secret so you can see it as you get it and be surprised. I also send Christmas cards and birthday cards, and like I said, we have a lot of exclusive content, just life updates, behind the scenes. Anytime I record a podcast, I always update my patrons about how that went. When I went through the whole scam thing, I did a detailed report for them. When I went to go visit my parents, I shared a picture with them. They basically see all sides of my life, both creative and just real life. I do have a Discord channel where we talk about anything and everything. We have a separate book of the month channel. We have a separate meme channel. We have a separate currently reading channel. We have a general chat. We have a movie section. We just have all kind of stuff. And I also have a suggestion box. So if you join and you don't see something that you would like to see, you can always suggest it in the suggestion box. Also, we are going to be doing a secret owl gift exchange in December that I'm really excited about, and I just put out the first details about that, and signups go up at the very beginning of December. So yeah, definitely consider joining. Lots of exclusive content over there that you don't get anywhere else. Like I said, bonus episodes and exclusive reading vlogs that you'll never see on YouTube. Plus you get my monthly reading wrap-ups, which includes mini reviews of every single book that I read, and so much more. And there's new things being added all of the time. And so if you decide to join, not only do you get all of that great stuff, but like I said, in November, you get all of the reading vlogs that would normally go up on YouTube. You're getting those on Patreon. And then also in December, I have the 12 days of Christmas episodes and giveaways. So you have double the chance of winning those giveaways. And then also you're the first person to know about a new project that I have coming in 2023. So look forward to hearing about that in December. But that's all for now. I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for listening. I hope you decide to join. And if not, I'll see you in December. So those are the books that I'm going to share with you today. Like I said, those are my priority for the month of November. Hoping to get to some nonfiction as well. But that wraps up today's video. Don't forget, the link for my Patreon is linked in my description box as always. I don't want this to feel like a knock against you guys. I'm still going to bring you tons of free content here on YouTube. But honestly, even if I wasn't putting these videos on Patreon in November, I was planning on taking a break anyway, but I'm gonna come back strong in December because I want to be reading all of the Christmassy things. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, hop over to my Patreon. It's linked down below, and I hope to see you guys all there. But that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely day or night, and I'll see you guys again in another video very soon. Bye friends.